8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So, guys, I will finish the game today, and oh my god, did I forget to actually charge the camera yesterday? Fuck. Oh, hopefully I will be checking on the battery, you know, but hopefully it will actually keep it up until I actually charge it again. So we will finish the game today. I'm not quite sure how I have done it. Do I have to? Yeah. Okay. I'm not quite sure how many people I will be able to save. ZHE killed half of them. Full circle. So he killed John, Angela, Daniel, and Taylor. He killed them. He only saved Angela, and I'm not quite sure how I have been. So if you're like, Helga, why are you saying that? Because there are many different endings, but if you haven't killed anybody in the entire game, you probably will in the end. Or maybe, let's put it that way, like this game is more like trying to make you kill everybody, I suppose. Like it has like this element. I wanted to say it from the beginning, so there is a high chance I could kill now somebody. Let's hope I won't kill many.
You did it. It worked.
It did?
100% you made the right call. That jerk of a priest was the real bad guy.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I should feel great. But I don't. I feel nothing.
Come on. Let's get out of here. You look pleased. What just happened? We're all done here.
Okay, I saved them all. I think I saved them all.
Hey! I'm real sorry. I know it wasn't your fault. Both of us been through some real tough time these past years. About half a mile or so, there's a diner with a working phone. You call for help and you leave this place. And don't you ever come back. Ain't nothing left here for you.
I'm not speaking because I will spoil it. I want you to see all the story, okay?
Fucking great does this feel?
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm so happy we all made it out of here.
But?
My ass is so getting fired tomorrow. So?
They get fired too. I am bored of your job. Can you get another job? I am bored. Become a cashier.
I don't know, D. But stick around. Let's see what happens.
I'm real sorry for what I've put you all through. That's gonna haunt me forever.
You're not alone here.
Take it easy on
We've all
yourself.
been through
You know
hell.
that, right?
We're finally getting out of this hell.
Blame yourself.
I just wish we all could have made it.
We're diverting all traffic through Little Hope. You okay, buddy? You seem a little confused.
Yeah, I'm fine. I just want to get these folks to where they need to be.
I doubt a short delay will trouble him too much.
Can everyone just shut up? This isn't helping us find help or getting us out of here. Hi there. How you doing? Excuse me, but we're looking for our bus driver. What? Have you seen him? Yeah, that's funny. Sounds like you could use a drink. Better not, thanks. I need a clear head. You shouldn't be drinking right now. I don't think it's a good idea. Drinking's all I got left. Anything you can do to help us would be greatly appreciated.
There's no goddamn us. What the hell is going on in there? Get the hell out of here. I'll go once I look you in the eye. Now let me in. Hey!
I don't think he gets how bad a mess we're in.
I don't really like the ending. I think it doesn't make sense even from psychology standpoint. I think it's just dramatic and tragic, but it's all for the sake of being tragic and dramatic. But it's not like the actual point of the story. I think it's quite fucked up because like we built all this about the burnings, the priest, and it had a very good storyline and could actually stay like that and like fight the demons of the past and become a better person instead of like doing it that the bus driver was actually hallucinating the whole time and he's just guilty that maybe he killed his family in a fire and he's trying to save his whole family from like in his head and like justify that they are okay in his head. I think it's pretty fucked up, and if you have traumas, I think this story traumatizes you even more. Like I felt the same, like I'm thinking of you, and how I miss you, and I actually feel triggered, and that's not a good sign. That shows that it's actually from the devil. And even though the story was pretty much very much like biblical at some point, like until some point, like how you did with the story with the girl and the priest and everything, I think it's just so fucked up after a moment, and I think Man of Medan was way better.
That's it. Game over. You're done. For now, at least. You could always try again, see if you can get a different result.
I like his humor.
Congratulations. Your single charge found a way through the guilt, the horror, and came away whole. And you eventually found him. The bus driver. Maybe he can now put the past behind him. Until we meet again. Maybe in the Arabian desert. Maybe somewhere else. But we will meet again. At least one more time.
I actually wanna meet this guy again. That's the only thing that I would take from this game. Can I skip that? Okay, so I will show you the picture, and fuck this. Yeah, so the picture, I told you I will show you, but I didn't want to spoil. So he showed this, do you remember, the curator? He showed, hold on, yeah. He showed 5 cards. This is K, right? So this is the same card, the same person. Can you see it? And he said some things are not what they seem to be, and he showed 5 cards. The 5 cards represent John, Angela, Daniel, Taylor, Andrew. They were all the same person, the bus driver, Anthony, Andrew. Okay, so they were the same person, and he showed that each of them are like a fragment of his imagination, basically. So yeah, you don't have more to see in that, but I understood that because it was the tarot. And so enough with this. Let's go to Before the Storm. Let's have some fun because that was really depressing. I really didn't like how my ending was. You know, if you think this makes sense, yes, it makes sense. Obviously, it will make sense because we speak about the devil. He's a pragmatist. I can turn down the luminosity. Of course it will make sense. The problem is not that it doesn't make sense. The problem is that the devil is very cunning, and when he's trying to make you upset, he will find a very valid reason to do that. He won't attack you and say your dolls are demonic, say. Okay, maybe he can, but not like that, not as you expected. Okay, he comes very cunningly, so it really depends what you are like more keen to be sad about. Okay, so if thinking of your past is what will make you feel upset, then this is what he will do. And mostly he tampers with the past because he can actually use it. the future, he doesn't know it, he can't use the future against you because he's a creature. He can actually make predictions about the future, but they can't go anywhere because he is actually a creature. So whatever he hypothesizes about the future, it's always gonna be human and limited. Does that make any sense? So it won't go anywhere, but he can tamper very much with your past and he can make you feel shit about your past. So yeah, fuck the game, okay? Don't remember about that. Let's do something fun. As I always say, Yahweh rules. And if you're like, Helga, does this help you deal with shit? Yeah, that's why I say it. Because it helps. It reminds me who made this fucking universe. It's not Zeus, it's my dad. So, settings. Files. I wanna start from the beginning. Thank you. Okay. Back. So, we're starting from the beginning. Okay. We play as Chloe and we will meet fucking Rachel and ZHE. I will deal with Rachel as if she is you. We will see our relationship from the eyes of an emo Helga, like the Helga that you didn't know existed. And let's do that. I like the Illuminati eye. It's a story-based game, it says there, about the Life is Strange. Okay, that's Chloe. My controllers are shaking. Okay.
I can't believe Firewalk is playing a show at the old mill. Fuck yes. Mom would kill me if she knew I was out here.
That's pretty much Helga. 2013's, yeah. This is how I was. That's how I rolled. Oh, I didn't see the warning. Yeah, that's how I rolled. I know it's crazy.
Holy shit.
Can I reload? Sorry, I had to read the... you have to see the reaction, okay? My mistake.
I can't believe Firewalk is playing a show at the old mill. Fuck yes. Mom would kill me if she knew I was out here.
Let's read the label.
No trespassing? No way. Holy shit.
I was researching my character, so I won't play like Chloe per se.
This place is awesome.
I will play as Helga, and
If I'm gonna get inside, I'll have to get through that door.
like Helga 2013, so I want to... I'm still the same person, like still I would do that, but I will show you how I was back in the day, because that's what we are discussing, but by all means I am the same person. Honda.
Mom would totally flip her shit if she knew I hiked for an hour just to see a show. This place is sketchy as hell. An old abandoned building in the middle of nowhere, miles from home. Home. Right. Now I remember why I'm here. Any place is better than home. I'd join a motorcycle gang if I had any friends. Nothing says badass like a nice floral print.
Exactly your problem. Meaning you.
Those guys need to get a room. Or not. Damn.
Mind your own business. I understand, really. It won't never happen again, I swear.
If I owed somebody $1,000, I'd be shitting my pants. That saw looks ancient. I wonder how long ago the mill actually closed. I've got to figure out how to get past this guy.
Okay.
Help you, miss?
You gotta let me in. Check it. I'm totally legit.
It's not a bad fake, kid, but you're in over your head here. Do yourself a favor and scram.
Can't let him push me around. Should I go back and stand up to him? Or can something around here help me convince him?
Let's try.
God, again? What do you want, kid?
Let me inside now. Your bike, walk away. The mill. Let me inside now. Let's start the back talk challenge.
I have to convince this doorstop that I'm not giving up until he lets me inside.
In back talk, you use arguments and insults to get someone to do what you want.
Don't you remember what it's like to be a teenager? I just want to see the band.
Yeah. I was doing that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you will say like this is not the Helga. I know Helga is very soft. Yeah, I have many personalities. Well, my core, I guess I am soft, tender stuff, but sensitive. But I have this side too, and probably people mostly like. They probably mostly see this side of me. And I'm surprised actually you saw the other side of me, you know.
I thought we went over this. Isn't it past your bedtime?
To succeed, pay attention to what your opponent says. Bedtime, okay. Your bedtime, no bedtime. Your bedtime, I would say.
Isn't it past yours?
Real cute. But I still don't know you.
Okay, cute, real cute. I don't do cute. Cute is relative. Cute is relative.
Kittens riding tiny mopeds are cute. I'm more like Red Sonja riding a panzer tank.
Okay, kid. I get it. You're tough.
This isn't the playground.
Maybe I am a kid, because this place looks like a damn playground to me.
A girl like you? I can't protect you in there.
Ah. Flowers on your bike, a girl like me, I'm not worried. Flowers on your
A girl
bike.
like you with pretty flowers on her bicycle shouldn't lecture me on what I can do.
That is a traditional Samoan.
ZHE, I didn't know that it was traditional Samoan, but you know me that this far, you know I would have said that, right?
Look, my boss decides who gets in, all right?
Look the other way, who's your boss? Bosses suck. Helga would say bosses suck.
Bosses suck. Screw the man and fuck the rules, dude.
Yeah, I would say that.
You're not accepting no for an answer, are you?
Nope.
And you really think you can take me?
Yep.
What if I had a knife?
No problem.
A gun?
Don't care.
What if I had...
You could have a flamethrower, an army of robot ninjas, and a motherfucking dragon on a leash in there, and I'd still kick your ass.
I give up. You're all right, kid. Go on in.
So we will play the checkpoint and then I will let you go. I will probably play another BB racing or anything later. My sleep pattern is really
intense.
Shit! Hey, Delia, come.
Cute dog. Just follow the lights and the sound. Can't wait to get in there and thrash. What's her name?
Delia. She doesn't usually like people.
Yeah. Me neither. Sober up, girl. You're missing the show. Hey, are you selling any...
20 bucks.
What?
20 bucks for a t-shirt.
That's really expensive. Dick.
Okay,
Look, we have to set this up exactly as I explained it to you.
we can't take.
Looks like that parking brake is the only thing keeping that car from rolling down the ramp. Yeah, no shit. This car could slide down any minute.
I can't hear you. Can you talk louder, please? Okay. Hey, I told you 20 bucks. You looking to get beat?
That guy's a dick. If I want a shirt, I'm going to need to get creative.
Okay, sure.
Look, we have to set this up exactly as I explained it to you.
Can I?
All right?
Yeah, release.
Sorry, dude. Maybe you shouldn't overcharge.
Shit! No, 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 no! Come on!
Thanks for playing, dick.
There is a chance I would have done that.
Yeah. Sweet, sweet victory.
Back then, not now, but back then, yeah, probably. There is a chance.
That's like 200 bucks.
Take the one. I wouldn't have done that in real life, but symbolically it's like she's going against the society, so that's why I did it, so I can do the character build up.
Holy shit. I'm rich.
Frank.
Yo, Frank!
You remember Frank, the D-A-L-E-R?
Hey!
Chloe?
I know your name, you idiot. You bought pot for me every month for a year. Look at that getup. Studs. You're trying too hard. What are you even doing here?
I'm here to see Firewalk, man. They rock.
How'd you even hear about this little shindig?
God, the internet. How else?
Seriously? Fucking kids.
Yeah, they were roasting me like that, and yeah, I didn't feel very well because you're not trying to impress other people, you are trying to be yourself. Did you come here a lot? How about some weed? Did you come here a lot?
So, you come here a lot, or?
Yeah.
Right. It's cool.
I'm really glad you approve.
How about some weed?
Okay, so, you holding? I could definitely use something to take the edge off.
Of course. As soon as you give me the $175 you owe me.
Here's some cash.
Toss in a dime bag and we'll call it square.
Hey! What are you waving around this kind of money here for? You really don't think before you act, do you?
Nope. So, where's my pot?
No more loans. I'm not your fucking piggy bank.
You're a good man, Frank.
No. I'm not. Now beat it, Price. You're cramping my style.
I'll see you later.
Whatever.
Say, in case you are wondering, no, I haven't ever smoked anything. I've done alcohol, but not stuff like that, not even a regular cigarette. So yeah, don't worry, okay? Well, I would have done that if it was something you would want me to do or something important for you. Okay, I would in that case. Don't know if that explains anything.
Half those stairs are rotted through. Looks dicey. Sweet knife. Just like the one my mom refused to get me for my birthday.
I didn't have such fantasies.
Sketch Central.
No, I
Drink
haven't.
more, feel less. Yes, please.
I haven't drunk like this. I have drunk a little bit only.
That's totally me in 5 beers. Okay, 3. $300 dock workers laid off, their pensions canceled. God, Prescott's a real tool.
The Prescott Foundation, dear members of the Arcadia Bay Steve Doors Association. The Prescott Foundation, having recently purchased the Arcadia Bay Marine Corporation as part of the bankruptcy settlement, has decided to eliminate your position along with the positions of all 307 members of your union. Furthermore, the Foundation is liquidating all assets of ABMC, including the Longshoreman pension, which has been granted as payment against credit owed. Be advised that your employment agreement forbids you from disclosing any company practices or methods for operation, including the details of this workforce reduction. Best of luck, sincerely, Sean Prescott. Yeah, I was doing graffiti, you know that. I was doing that. Spin, Evil Eye. Evil Eye would do that. Evil Eye, that's what I would do.
What are you looking at? Much better. Here we go. Fuck.
Hey, you okay?
I'm fine.
Relax. You bumped into me, remember?
Apologize, blow him off. I would apologize, I think. Yeah.
Yep. My bad, dude.
You don't know who I am, do you?
Nope. Don't care either.
And let me know how that works out for you, bitch.
All right. Mosh pit is a no-go. Fine. Maybe I can get a better view of the action from up above.
Yes, we have to go to front. Okay.
She returns.
Where do the stairs go? Who was that guy I pissed off?
Did you see that guy I ran into? Acted like I was supposed to know who the hell he was.
Ah, yeah. I know him. He works for Damon.
Damon Merrick?
I see you've heard of him. This is his place. Damon's a friend of mine.
Where do the stairs go?
Where do those stairs go?
Up?
Real helpful, Frank. I mean, will I get a better view of the band up there?
How the fuck should I know? Floor above's rotted all to hell, okay? No one goes up there.
Fine. I'll see you later.
Whatever.
Despite what he says, Frank's not a bad guy. Half those stairs are rotted through. Looks good.
This guy is sleeping.
Yes! Finally made it! I can't believe it!
So this is punk. It's not like emo, let's say. Like punk is like a subculture of rock, and emo is like a subculture of punk. I don't know how to explain. So we aren't really the same, exactly the same. Like as you can see, she has more like punk elements in her styling and her music than emo. Well, I was not like a very standard emo in the sense like my music was not like what emo people usually listen to, but I guess that's the point. I was being myself. I preferred more black American music and trap, rap, stuff like that. That was very popular also in my generation, the Zillennials. And like when I was playing games, for example, I wasn't playing horror and shit. I was playing cartoons still. So yeah, it was my version of emo, but still I was emo. I wasn't punk. Chloe is punk, but we are pretty close, I suppose. I would say, yeah. So I don't really like this type of music. It's not that I don't like it at all. I like it. It's just not my cup of tea. That's what I mean. But obviously, you will find such songs in my library. Okay, my music library.
Spilled my beer, bitch.
Apologize himself to walk away. What would I do? I would apologize.
Hey, I'm sorry about the beer, okay?
Not good enough.
Insult.
Then how about I show you how unimpressed I am with limp dick assholes who get butthurt over a spilled beer?
I think she's calling us out, dude.
She's gonna regret every word. Every word.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
I'm gonna teach this little punk some
I'm
manners.
serious. You want to see me get angry here? Because I'm getting there. And it won't be pretty. It won't.
She thinks she can take you?
Hey, dickhead.
Oh fuck, attack, run, attack! Oh,
Rachel? Come on. Hurry up.
I'm caught up in the traps. Used to let it dance. Voices filled with pain. Lost. No one gave it toss. No took our slot.
Let me go, Frank. Not gonna happen. Calm down. Come on, man.
sit beside.
Walk away. Screw this. Bullshit.
So this is me and
Outta
you.
here.
Are you too, Emo ZHE? Because she is, and I guess like she's punk, like Rachel. So are you too? Like me? Okay, so I will also run out of battery. I will leave it here and I will play another game right here. Okay, so I figured that if I play the fucking game, I can actually indeed do the voiceovers with this recording that CapCut has. And if you're like, Helga, what do you wanna talk about today? I will speak again about the reader. And you know, I was editing yesterday and I was like, this microphone of my Xiaomi Redmi 10 Note Pro telephone that I purchased from Amazon, maybe from China, but you know, Amazon. I don't know, it has such a good radio quality microphone. It makes my voice sound like a podcast radio, blah, that. It has like a deep timbre to it, and I'm like, fuck, I hear myself and I think I am a scholarly enough scholar. Okay, I'm spiraling here, but anyways, let's go back to the topic. So do you have that Chinese tea that I was talking about yesterday? I have tea to talk to you about with this one. So as you can see, I have the bull horns. You actually have to destroy everything in this sequence, like this level. When I was playing this particular level, obviously it was the reader. It was one of the levels that I really loved to play when I when I was in the class of the reader, like when I had the daily quota and I had to play you know, the level, and you don't know what exactly would be, so you win coins and diamonds and shit. When I was seeing that I will have the bull level, I was thrilled, and you know, like I had this thrill that I wanted to tell somebody, but I couldn't. Like I was like, Andrew, I have the bull level, and you know, you can't say that because Andrew would be like, what do you mean? What level? What bull? What are you doing in my class? You know, it's awkward. You can't say it. So you are actually happy with yourself, but very much lonely. Yep, I know. Welcome to my life. So when I was playing the game today, it was actually full to capacity with fucking advertisements. I had to edit the shit out of this game play when I was editing. I think I took out about 10 minutes of footage just because there were fucking ads, like the entirety, no gameplay. So I only kept the gameplay and took out the ads. So the ads are whenever I'm pressing the button of continue or double the coins or spin the wheel, you know, all these are ads. So I took them out, but I recorded for fucking 30 minutes and 10 fucking minutes are actually fucking advertisements. I said fucking 3 times in a row. Fuck my life. 3rd time, 4th time. Okay. So back to the reader. Okay. So when I was seeing this level, I was actually very happy that I'm actually privileged to play it in the class. Why? Because it was actually difficult, but not that difficult as the level yesterday that I couldn't play my shit. So it's actually, yeah, it has like this, you know, spicy like difficulty that, you know, it gets you be engaged with the level, but also it's not so hard like you wanna punch something, you know. And I was like that many times, and I couldn't explain my frustration to the reader, because if I told him, you know, Andrew, I keep losing in the same spot, in the same level in my game, it wouldn't go very well as a discussion. Anyway, well, my favorite character, actually I will show it later, it's another character. It's a character that summons the tiki gods, and if you're like, Helga, that's so much Helga of you. Yeah, but I actually found him very funny. There is also another character that I loved him even more than this one I'm talking about. He was how he was called, I think robot. I'm not quite sure. He was like a robot, and his superpower was like the bombastic beat, as it was labeled in the game. So you were pressing the button like can you see the skull on the left side of the screen? So there you had a how was that, like I think a headphone, maybe a drum, maybe stereo, something. I don't remember, it's been a long time since I played BB2. Maybe I can play this another day for here, maybe tomorrow, I don't know. So you press that and the car starts vibrating, and the other drivers actually listen a bombastic beat, essentially. So yeah, it was really cool. Anyways, so back to the reader. I said this again. When I locate the other rider, I will show you who exactly it is. So that's Rez. He is actually a very powerful driver. The games are actually available for app, like application for like an Apple telephone, pretty much. So if you wanna play it, just search on the app store you have on the iPhone, like a Beach Buggy, probably Beach Buggy or BB Racing. So the games are 3, it's BB2, BB1 and Beach Buggy. So the Beach Buggy is pretty much a relaxed game, it's not racing like that. And the other 2 games are, as I have explained. The first one is this one. It's offline. If you go online, you just have advertisements and you win gifts or whatever. they give you like diamonds, cash, what else, probably cars sometimes. I think once I won over a driver. But the online game is actually pretty much you playing endlessly many different levels. I think 2 rounds per race, and when you play them you actually play with online people. You don't play with bots as you play here. So here you play with a bot, okay, like the other rider, like let's say you play with Leilani here. So you play with a bot, but if you play online you actually have people taking the drivers and you compete against drivers who are actual people. And let you know here that's really hard because they are very skilled. Obviously they are like you, they are not robots. And if you have any Korean or Japanese person on the fucking game, quit the game. It's they have won before they have even started the game. They, especially the Japanese, they are like immaculate. Nobody can play as good as the Japanese. And if you ask me afterwards, I would say probably Koreans. Helga, have you ever seen any Chinese people online? Yes, they are very good. They are really much. They are. I have seen like Chinese names. But if you ask me like objectively, first Japanese, second Koreans, third Chinese, and fourth I would say Americans. Like I have seen people with the American flag, so probably I would say like that. Very very good players. Like even if you play Super Mario Kart, the deluxe, you remember the one in Nintendo? If you have Japanese people, the Japanese people are like, I don't know, like they are born playing video games. I don't know what is wrong with them, but they make me feel like I feel like I was born at the same age as Marie Antoinette. Like, I don't know, like they are very very good players, very very good players, like crazily good players. Anyways, so back to the reader. I think this is the fifth actually time I'm saying back to the reader. So as I was saying yesterday, I was always having this like burst of energy of finishing my game with the reader, especially because his lessons were that. So I am never sure what exactly I was playing. If you ask me, like, did you remember when you played this level, the specific level? No, I'm not quite sure. I know that since I had him, the first time that I actually had him in my class was the quarantine. So that was spring to 2020, I think. So after we had a last class on the card, I think therefore I am. Then, like, that was the last face-to-face meeting that I had with him in class. Then was the quarantine, and then I had him from home. And I didn't go to the second class that we had about the card because I didn't know how to open my computer. That's another issue. Like, that's not like was not really my problem. I really didn't know how to use the machine anyway, so I was really pretty much teaching myself. But in the next class I didn't go because I saw that we were gonna speak about pretty much how Spinoza's God, I think something like that, I'm not quite sure, how Spinoza's God is gonna be the most accurate description of God. And because I had issues with Zeus, I didn't wanna go there because, Spinoza's God, I have explained to you, all these people, Dante, Descartes, they had pretty much Zeus as a deity. Like, the things that they say are from Zeus. So if you ask me, Helga, why do you say even the cat is actually inspired by Zeus, what he said? He said, I will explain, I think, therefore I am. So he is connecting his thinking with his existence. What this means is when you are a Platonic philosopher, I'm explaining to you as an ex-Platonic philosopher, whatever you know is because you think of the memories that you have from the world of the ideas. So your memories, if you remember, for example, if you know, for example, let's put it that way, that shape with these three corners is a triangle. So this knowledge is not knowledge, it's a memory. You remember in your head something from Zeus. This is called thinking in Greek philosophy, okay? So it's how you process thoughts in your head. It's called orthos logos, straight speech, I would say, pretty much. And yeah, it has to do with thinking. So if you are a Platonic philosopher, you think. If you are a Aristotelian philosopher, you sense. You use your five senses. That's how you do it in the Aristotelian methodology. So Spinoza was inspired by Plato and by Zeus, you know. So I didn't just wanna mess myself pretty much with these people, because Spinoza is very much fundamental when you are a Platonic philosopher, Platonic thought and stuff, you know. So I didn't want to engage more with that. I just wanted to focus with my dad. So if instead of going to the class, I decided to just sit at home and, you know, read the Bible and reflect on the verses and the chapters of Apostle Paul in the epistles and all that shit, and, you know, Old Testament and Deuteronomy, and learn the law of Moses deeply. So that's what I did. But the next year, literature, I tried my best to be presentable, but he had so many classes that were like blasphemous for my dad. Like one time he made us watch the Monty Python, Always Look on the Bright Side of Life, and I thought that this was so blasphemous to watch like the crucifixion of my dad like this. And it's not about my dad, it's because this method of execution is pretty gore. And it's not only my dad that was executed like this, many people, probably also many innocent people, because my dad was also an innocent person. And the thieves that were crucified by him are also mocked in the scene, in my opinion. And, you know, these people died tragically. Nobody would want to see that in real life today. Everybody would condemn it. And if you would never wanna die like this, and that's why I didn't wanna engage with such content, and I never responded to him. But when we did the Jose Saramago book, I don't remember the name, Blindness, I think, I wrote a very deep, I suppose, analysis why I don't like the book. I didn't know the book before he introduced us to him. I sensed that he loves him very much, fair enough. I don't know Jose Saramago, he can be whatever he wants to be, he can believe whatever he wants to believe, alright? But the whole theory that he explains and explores, that, you know, nobody listens to you if you have a quarantine, and the fact that the reader was like sadistic, in my opinion, enough to give us to read a book about a quarantine with blind people that were cured magically, but no God answered to their prayers, no saint was there for them. That was disgusting for me, and I wanted to point out my opinion about this, and that's what I did. And I was, if you go and scroll, I was the only person he didn't answer. And when I confronted him in class, so that was recorded, why didn't you answer me? He said I was very busy. He responded to everybody else, even in the comments of the comments he did. He responded, but he never responded to my comment. And if you saw, like my dad always says, you have read everything I have left behind. If you see again, with the new knowledge that you have, what I wrote there, I just exposed how Saramago is actually channeling Zeus and not my dad, not Jesus, when he is actually writing such crap. Because if you are in a quarantine and you read that God doesn't hear your prayers, it doesn't matter what the name of the deity is. You have to learn that God listens. That's a good thing, okay? And if you say he doesn't, that's from the devil. And I pointed it out and he didn't want me to, okay? So in this level, as you can see, I went back and forth because I wanted you to see the secret path that led upwards, and that's why I did. I want you to see the secret roads. That's another one here, okay, like with the turtles. So I pressed stop recording by accident, so sorry if there is interruption in the recording. Anyways, he didn't say anything else apart from what I said. He told us about other books that Saramago has written. I remain in my position. I think that book was pretty much not what we had to read during quarantine. That's why I spoke about Lord of the Rings. It gives you hope that one day everything will be better. If you remember, I'm just getting there even by discussing it. Sam said it's like the people in the great stories. They had something to rely on, something to hold on, and Frodo says, what do we have? Because Frodo is like, we have nothing, you know. And Sam is like, that there's something good in this world and it's worth fighting for. So he didn't say there is something, he said, I believe there is something, and that's more powerful than saying God doesn't listen. Why are you saying that God doesn't listen? I have you seen God? Like, this is so traumatizing, you know. That's why I never engage with him anymore in the class. And in the next semester, I noticed that after like I did this like essay, I didn't talk to him again in the class. I just took the game after Saramago's analysis I did. He never responded. From that moment on and to the next semester, he was very much distant from me. Okay, he didn't, I don't know, like he was distant for some reason. I tried to engage with the content he was posting on Canvas because I was like, nobody is respecting him, and I didn't like that. I always prefer to respect people that are not my age, they are older, and whatever they believe in, even if I disagree with them, I just respect them. Do you remember my dad said that, you know? So I was doing that, but he seemed distant and cold, and he was down marking me all the time, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here, you know? But anyways, don't wanna speak about that. I was playing the game in his class because I was fucking bored, and I don't know, like I didn't like the class, I suppose. I didn't like it. So I hit my mark here, but I will continue speaking. I will play a little bit more so that it catches up with the audio, okay? So, well, when I was playing the game, I was actually noticing how the game, I was progressing and winning coins and shit, and I remember once he made a question. I don't really remember what type of question he did anymore, but there was a silence in class and I hadn't listened anything, and he said, nobody has any thoughts? And I asked, can you repeat? I lost your signal there. And he repeated, I don't remember what he said, and I responded from my own, like, at home knowledge, obviously. And yeah, I was continuing playing the game, and as I said, I finished it in his class. So before I let you go with this one, how I dealt with another, I guess, issue with him in class, let's think about one before I let you go. So I pressed stop recording to actually be able to think a little bit about what is going on here. So what I did another day was playing Heyday, and then I switched because Heyday is with a time, you know, like you play with timing. So I measured that and I did it, and I had to log out and had to play something else until like my crops were ready, you know, with that time. And so I went back to this game, and I remember I flinched a little bit when I saw that you only saw my head in the screen, because I had put like the phone between my legs as I had my computer. So another day that he was talking about, Fromm and Freud in class, I tried to explain that these people didn't essentially reject belief in God, but they actually explained the origins of some shit that are really truthful. For example, when he did us Fromm, I said maybe as a Christian I don't really agree with everything he says about dogmas, but if you ask me, Helga, do you actually agree with Fromm, the book that we had to read? I don't remember the name anymore. The book that he gave us in the class, if you remember. I agreed with the book. If you ask me, did you like it? That's crazy for me to say, but I liked Fromm more than Freud, and I am a very hardcore fan of Freud actually. I have books of Freud. I was reading him since I was 15, 16. I don't agree with everything he says, but that's the point. I don't think you have to agree with everything somebody says. I actually like very much his thought, and I think he is very justified in many assumptions he makes. Okay, some of the things he says are outdated and I guess not very much biblically enough, like the Oedipo complex. I don't agree with that, but what he says about dreams, what he says about belief in God, like you believe in a deity because you want them to sustain you, some of the things you say God said are actually your subconscious or your inner hyper-ego and stuff. I agree with that, like that matches very much what false prophecy is, so I really much admire and love Freud. But Erich Fromm, that guy, I think he was marvelous in his job. I don't know, is he alive? I didn't know him, like I learned him from the reader and I loved him. And I said many times that I really admire this guy. Like I remember he explained the transition between a father deity, Yahweh, to a woman, like the Virgin Mary, for example, how people usually prefer a divine feminine figure. And I said that maybe I don't agree with the fact that the primordial entity is a woman, not because I don't agree that there is femininity in my dad, but because I believe that my dad is non-binary, because this is what he says, So it's not that I don't agree. Like if you call my dad a she, he will answer. He doesn't have any problem with that. He, she, it's irrelevant for him. Even a non-binary person prefers they. He will answer. He doesn't have any issue with that. But the pagan ideas he was saying, like that God must be a woman, and he was in the pagan manner, not in the philosophical or romantic manner, or I wanna choose to call Yahweh like woman. He was trying to disqualify my father everywhere, and I don't think Fromm tried to do that. As a person who read Fromm, I was telling him in class that I don't think that Fromm tries to debunk Christianity. I think he's trying to call out certain behaviors, and so did Freud, and I think the same applied to Marx. I actually wrote an assignment about Marx, and I said that Marx said read the Republic of Plato. And I wrote in my assignment, I don't think that Marx said Zeus is the answer, Yahweh is not, because this is what the reader was telling us essentially. I'm just saying that very simply to you, okay? I said to him in the assignment, he says that critical thinking is demanded. I don't expect Karl Marx to know that you can channel Zeus from the Republic, of course not. And he actually made some very good comments about Jesus. He had said that he was pretty much like a primordial communistic like archetype. That's cool, no issue. He didn't have any issue with anybody like Marx. He was a cool person, So I told him that when he endorsed reading the Republic, he didn't endorse speaking with the spirit. I don't think he knew that, personally speaking, when I read Marx. I think he just said have critical thinking and don't let the Pope and the Church declare what you are and what you are not, and that's why I really respect Marx, and he really shaped much of my political thought. And yeah, the reason I am actually pretty much with the left people in terms of like ideology, I'm not entirely with left. I'm partly with everybody. You know me, like I agree with everybody. I see truth in everybody, but I really liked Marx and how he positioned his thought and his critical thinking and stuff. And when I made the assignment, he downgraded me for nothing. He gave me 58, and I'm like, what the heck? Not that I care, you know, like, okay, of course I am sad because I worked, but you know, I didn't like that the reader was actually like, he actually wanted me to disqualify my dad, and that can never happen. That you can't force anybody to disqualify a deity, okay? You have to give them a proper reason, and he wanted us to endorse Zeus, and I can see that better now, but the way he was doing it was so hilarious that's the reason I didn't catch it. Okay. So now that I got this out of the way and explained, I liked Freud very much, and I was playing the fucking game and I loved them, and I didn't pay any attention because he was saying that they disqualify my dad, as I said. So one day I was playing these levels here, and he said that my dad actually is like a patriarchal archetype, and I'm like, okay, that's crazy because you know, Fromm and Freud said about women being the archetype of men, not a father figure. So how can you have like, in other words, how can you have daddy issues but have a dad and not a mom? That's not what Freud said. Freud said the exact opposite. So if you have daddy issues, it's because you had a mom figure that was problematic. Oedipal Rex. Oedipal didn't have problems with his dad. He had married his mother. So what he said is ignorant. It's like he never read Freud. Do you get what I mean? So what I heard that day was that like that men have daddy issues with men. That doesn't make any sense. It was just his feeble try to disqualify my dad, and it just collapses like a house of cards. And then he said that we go back to women because women are the answer as a deity, and I'm like, whatever, okay, that's his opinion, that's not based anywhere. If you search every mythology in European continent speaking, we speak about like Europe here, right? I'm not speaking about Asia or Africa or whatever. I'm speaking about Europe because we speak about thinkers from Europe, okay? No European country ever had a mythology with woman as a primordial entity. Greece had chaos, and Canaanite mythologies like Babylon and Canaan and the Arab Peninsula, they had the deity that is called El, and this is where my dad's like title Elohim comes from. Elohim is a Hebrew word, a plural word. It means gods. So when you say God, Elohim, in Hebrew, you actually say gods, and if you're like, what the fuck is this? It's the Trinity. It's a really bit forgotten in Hebrew language, but yeah. So he said that women are the answer and stuff like that, and I was like, what the heck? That's not based on European mythology, because Greece had chaos, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, Zeus. What the fuck is going on here? That's irrelevant with my civilization, the European. Like, as a person from the mother of Europe, no, that's irrelevant. No mythology. You can search even Scandinavian, whatever you prefer. Like I spoke about, you know, Canaanite, I can't speak, the Babylon. You can also search Germanic, Wicca. No mythology in Europe and Mediterranean area had woman as the center of the world. Never. Everything went out from a male entity, and I'm not gonna discuss why. The why is like very irrelevant. It has to do with European understanding. It's nothing to do with feminism and masculinity and stuff. I'm just telling you because it's my culture, nothing like that. It's just how we speak, how we understand things, nothing about patriarchy and stuff. So that's very much Western, modern European way of thinking, and it comes out from Protestantism, radical Protestantism, and it has nothing to do with paganism. I have to clear that about pagans. So that day he said that everything came out from a primordial female entity, and I was like, okay, what the fuck, what the heck? And instead of answering anything, I just continued speaking, playing the game as he was speaking. And at some point he showed us like a slide. I don't know what exactly it was, but you can actually search and find it out. He gave us to see a fucking slide of the ovaries and the uterus of how it is depicted in biology. And I saw that, I was like, that's my organs. What are they doing there with From and my dad and Zeus and everything in between? So I asked, don't remember exactly how the discussion went, but I asked and he said that everything originated there, and I'm like, am I in the wrong class? What the fuck? And he started saying about how everything comes from there, and this is the divine feminine, yeah, the ovaries and the uterus of the woman, yeah, and how everything came from there. And if you have a deity like Hera, you know, Zeus' wife, or Gaia, yeah, the wife of like Uranus, Earth, Gaia, Ye in Greek, yeah, Ye, Gaia. Hera is like Hera, the wife of Zeus, and Rhea is the mother of Zeus and Hera. Hera is the wife of Zeus, but she's also his sister. Yep, I know. So Rhea is the mother goddess of, I think, not of marriage, of heavenly realms, I think she is. So all these deities, he said, Gaia, Rhea, and Rhea, you pronounce her in English, and Hera are actually primordial, and they come from the uterus. And I'm like, did I give birth to these deities? I don't know what is going on. Very ignorant, very out of subject, out of context. I don't know, like, this is not the positions that the deities had in my pantheon. They were just wives of the important deities, the male deities, Saturn, Uranus, Chaos had like Gaia, kind of, it's complicated basically. Like Gaia, yeah, had Uranus and like Chaos as husband. Like there are many variations of the story. And then it was Saturn with Rhea, and then it was Jupiter with Zeus with Hera, okay? So he actually flipped all that and he started speaking about my organs, and I was like, what the fuck? And I told my then friends, and they said, what is going on in your universe? And I'm like, I don't know, everybody is sprayed with chemicals here. Anyways, so that's the story time. You can search everything I said in my syllabus, I suppose. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the game, hope you enjoyed the podcast for today, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, so hope you like the video. Love you very much. Hope you contact me because I really miss you, and hope these games actually made you forget a little bit about the little hope. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Oh my God, what the fuck?